Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's me again. I'm back with just another yoga video. And this one is targeting our hips. It's for the basic stretching series. I will have a sequence pretty soon where we do a gentle yoga flow emphasizing our hips. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna continue the stretching series, the basic stretching series. And today we're gonna be focusing on the hips. As I mentioned to everyone, and if you didn't know, now you know, I have a stretching workshop coming up and it's more than likely going to be postponed due to the Rona. But in the meantime, I can give you a little taste of what to expect during the workshop. So this practice today won't be like a traditional yoga practice. It'll just be me, well, us together, holding for 3 minutes I said three minutes in each of the postures, okay? So preview, 2 postures, 3-minute holds. All right, another thing you should have. If you have a blanket, go ahead and get that out. If you don't have one, 2 beach towels maybe would work, just some thick towels. And the reason you'll need a blanket is because we're gonna be protecting our knees. You want the blanket underneath the knee. The next thing, if you have a sturdy pillow, something that can bear the weight of your forearms, or better yet, if you have yoga blocks, even one yoga block will work for today's practice. And if you don't have them, that's fine. You'll still be able to get your stretch on. So let's go ahead and get started, right? Okay. I have my trusty timer over here, and I have my little helper right there. I don't know if you can see him. And I'm gonna go ahead and start our timer. But first I'd like for you to go ahead and get in to a standard push-up position. So I'm starting a timer, standard push-up position, right? And then you're gonna go ahead and walk your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Whoop, yeah, we're in it now, right? Walk your left foot to the outside of your left hand, and then just inch your left foot forward. Inch it so far forward that it's maybe just ahead of your fingertips, right? And then when you have that together, go ahead and lower your back knee. You can already feel that, right? Untuck your back toe. I'm sure you can feel that. The next thing I'd like for you to do is to just turn your left foot out to the left. Yes? Some of you may even want to roll onto the edge of the left foot. Figure out if that's working for you. If all of those things are working for you, press into your hands and then just go ahead and let your head hang down and let your body sink into the posture. So you're feeling a gentle stretching sensation, or maybe not so gentle, in your quadriceps, in your connection points between your femur and your hip bones. They say the hips has at least about 17 muscle groups here. So your stretching is probably a little bit more intense, and I'd like for you to just take your time and see where you are. If this is okay for a lot of you, go ahead and stay here. Some of you can bring yourselves onto your elbows and come down to the floor. If this is your situation, go ahead and bring yourself down to your elbows. This is where that heavy, the sturdy cushion or a yoga block would come into place, because maybe you can't get all the way to the floor, but maybe a yoga block will help you get all the way down. Wherever you are, go ahead and hold the posture and let your head hang down. We have approximately 1 more minute to go on this side. I know you're feeling a little bit intense, but I'd like for you to relax as much as possible. Let your head hang down. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Try to let go of any gripping, especially in your right buttocks cheek. Hopefully, you're just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. We have less than 30 seconds to go. You can do it. You can do anything for about 30 seconds, can't you? It's our final countdown happening here. We're at 19 seconds. Again, see if you can take your posture a little bit deeper. Make sure that you're not going to the part of the bleeding edge. Make sure you're just to the edge, just the bleeding edge, not the bleeding edge or the cutting edge. And now we get to come out of the posture. So just come back onto your hands if you were on your elbows. And then go ahead and step your left knee back and bring yourself into a modified child's pose. Now we're going to go on to the other side. And our rest time will be over very briefly. But I'm sure you can already feel one hip's different than the next. Okay, let's go to the other side. Back to that push-up position. This time, the right foot goes outside of the right hand. And then we're going to inch the right foot up until the right heel is just slightly ahead of our fingertips. You doing okay? And when you're ready, go ahead and lower the back knee, untuck the back toe, and then turn your right foot out to the right. Some of you may even want to roll onto the edge of the right foot. Okay, so if this is where you are, just go ahead and lower your head down to the floor and take advantage of the stretch here. This is still a very strong sensation of stretching, both in the right hip and on the left hip flexor. But all you have to do is relax here and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Some of you, this is okay and you're going to stay right here. Others of you are going to lower your elbows down to the mat or maybe to a block. And you're going to hold on here for the duration of the posture. You're letting your head hang down, no tension in your neck or upper body. And you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow, deep breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And then you're trying to relax, particularly no gripping on your left buttocks cheek. And again, slow, steady breaths, inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. We have about less than a minute to go. Guys, I'm so proud of you for sticking in there. Stretching the hip is not a particularly easy thing to do, mostly because of all the muscle groups that are involved. But I want you to know that just by doing this and taking these holds, you're giving yourself greater flexibility, not only in your hips, but in your lower back, and actually in your knees as well, because it's all connected. Looking at the time, we have less than 30 seconds left. I'd like to thank you so much for hanging in there with me, ignoring any of the strange sensations that you may feel either in your right hip or on your left hip flexor. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're almost done, guys. Coming down to the final 8 seconds here. Breathe into your nose and out through your mouth. Here we are. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves back. And come into that child's pose one last time. Hold here in your child's pose. Walk your hands forward. Send your heel, your bum back towards your heel. And now let's go ahead and pause right here and set up for our next posture. So how was that? How are you feeling in your hips? Are you feeling a lengthening sensation? Good. Let's go ahead and set up for the next posture. And this is our last posture. It's called Baddha Konasana in yoga. But for our intents and purposes here, we're going to call it butterfly. So I'm going to advise you to do a little bit of exploring before we start practicing this posture or trying this stretch. The first thing I'd like for you to do is, if you have your beach towels, double them up And then sit up on your beach towel. And what I'd like for you to do is to just go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. This is the posture too, some of the posture. Basically, I'm trying to see where you are in your lower back before we go and set up, so you can have an honest to goodness stretch, right? So with the soles of your feet together, bring your hands behind you, and then try to bring your feet closer towards your bum, right? And then when you're ready, walk your hands out and then turn your palms up, and then let your head hang down. So as you can see, my knees are like all the way up. If you could see me from the side, you would see that I don't have a straight back. My back is rounding. So more than likely, I need something higher than my blanket. I could put 2 blankets underneath my bum, or in my case, I'm just gonna put 1 block underneath my bum, right? So this is how it's gonna go. Sit up on whatever thing you need to sit up on. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your hands behind you. See if you could, let me do this afterwards, right? Hands behind me. Scoot my bum closer to my feet. Then I think I'm gonna put this underneath me just to make sure that I'm in the right position. Does that work? A whole lot of scooting and thrusting going on is not a good look. Okay, now I'm gonna go walk my hands out in front of me. Already I feel a little bit better in my lower back. And then I'm gonna send my palms up and send my head down to the ground. So I'd like for you right now to figure out what you're gonna do. Are you gonna sit up on a blanket? Are you gonna sit up on a block? Or are you gonna stay on the floor? Figure it out. And then we're gonna get started with the last posture, okay? Here we go. Timer's on. So you're sitting up or sitting tall or sitting on the floor if that's your preference. Your hands are behind you. You're gonna lift your bum up and scoot your feet closer towards your bum. The soles of your feet are together. Then you're gonna walk your hands forward as far as you can go. Let your head hang down and turn your palms up. It is important that you turn your palms up, and it's important that you relax. Relax your buttocks, cheeks. Relax your face, even relax your teeth. They can't help you with this posture at all. And again, we're here for a good 3 minutes. You should have an uncomfortable feeling in your hips, but not necessarily pain, especially a shooting pain. We don't want that at all. Another thing you should know about your hips is this where your body holds emotion. So don't be surprised if you have any strange feelings or sensations come up in your body as your hips unravel. If you're pressing your soles of your feet together, you're probably noticing too that maybe your knees are unraveling and getting closer towards the floor. As you get closer, your knees get closer towards the floor, walk your hands forward, and remember, forearms are facing up. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm taking a glance over at the timer here. We have a minute left in this posture. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So I'm feeling that my knees are getting lower to the floor. I have extremely tight hips. And so I do the best that I can in this posture, but it's extremely uncomfortable for me. And you know what it is? They say that the more uncomfortable the posture is, the more likely that you need it. So as your knees get lower, try to walk your hands closer away from your body. Away from your body. And then remember, keep turning your palms upside down. Getting a nice opening in the upper back as well. Checking at the time, we have less than 20 seconds left in this practice. I'm sure you're very happy that we're going to be done soon. Ideally, I would love it if we could hold this for 5 minutes, but 3 will do. Almost done. Almost finished. And then let's go ahead and there's the ding. Walk yourself back up. Make your way off of your block if you were sitting on something or in your blanket. And then go ahead and lay on the floor. Lean your knees into each other and bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your abdomen. Take a few moments to ground yourself here. Breathing slowly in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Feel free to stay rooted as long as possible. And I'm going to caution you to make your way up slowly when you're ready. And just enjoy the new floating sensation in your hips. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and Monk, who's helping us with the practice today. Wishing you safety, wash your hands, and have a great rest of the Friday.